I'm going to say immediately for this couple, a red flag when one of the experts said they balance out each other. Watch out for buzzwords like that, okay? Because that means that they matched up two people that may be complete opposites, okay? At least one person said they didn't want what the other person got, okay? Welcome to La Vida Rosa. I'm your host, Pinky, and today we're going to be talking about Married at First Sight, Season 13, Episode 1 that lasted longer than most movies. But before we get into all that, I want y'all to check out my website, lavidarosastyle.com, where you can find cute accessories like the ones I'm wearing right now. Like, comment, and subscribe. And without further ado, let's get into this video. So y'all, I know a lot of people watching this review probably have not watched the first episode because y'all refused. I tried for you guys. It literally took me 2 days to watch this. That's why this is going up a little bit later than I would like, but I could not, you guys. 3 hours, okay? And before that, they were doing 2-hour specials, and I just refused to do that. So if I miss anything important, feel free to tell me down below, but I'm not going back and watching those. I'm just going to be pointing out, you know, the red flags that I see. But y'all, I cannot believe they gave us a 3-hour premiere and only 1 wedding. And then come to find out, next week we're only going to get 2 more weddings. And then the next episode we're going to get 2 more. Like, y'all just keep stretching this out more and more. Next season they going to make the weddings a mini series. We're going to get like 5 weeks of 5 weddings. Y'all, I will say with these people, I am a little bit more hopeful because they are a little bit older than what they normally choose. Like, even when the men met up with one another and they were like, wait, you're 35, you're 35, you're 35. Like, they were shocked because usually Married at First Sight chooses people that are like mid to late 20s. And I appreciate that because I feel like there will be more meaningful reactions. Hopefully, y'all. I can't just assume though. Let me not assume. Because, child, we done seen some people that age range act a fool. But hopefully this means they're more serious. There's more meaningful interactions. And also this cast is the most diverse that we've had in the history of the show. I feel like that'll give the show kind of like a different perspective, if you will, because of the cultural differences. Maybe we'll like see how commitment is viewed across the board on these various cultures. I don't know. Maybe I'm looking too deep into it. Maybe it don't matter. So with that being said, let's go ahead and get into these couples. Like, for a lot of these people, they didn't even mention their occupation, so I'm not even sure what a lot of these people do. So forgive me. I can't even really give y'all a full scope because sometimes that does make a difference. Now, this is the first episode, so they haven't met each other yet. We're just, you know, meeting them as individuals. So I'm just gonna go based off of that. I'm gonna start with Ryan and Brett. Ryan is 35. He is a serial dater who has dated over 50 plus women in the past. Like, I just need to know the time frame because maybe I wasn't paying attention, I missed it, but I'm like, you dated 50 women. What was the time frame, sir? That's a lot of people. So automatically, obviously, that was a red flag. It's like, so are you a womanizer? Are you a player? Like, that's what it's giving. At least wanna be, you know what I'm saying? Or maybe, or why is it that you can't hold on to one of these 50 women? Like, what's going on here? He claims that he wants love so bad and he's romantic, but I don't know. It's like, how have you dated 50 women and not one stuck? It just comes off as superficial for me. Like, I really don't even have many notes on him because he didn't really give much about his life other than he was kind of putting on for the cameras, acting like he cooked when really his family would put him on blast and was like, you never cook. This must be special. Like, even when he's around the other people, he's kind of like standoffish. Johnny said he looked like a weary traveler, and that cracked me up. He looked like he is tired. He is on his last leg. No enthusiasm whatsoever. Like, drained. I'm like, Brett, are you here? Like, what is going on? Like, hopefully I'm reading him all wrong and he picks it up when he meets Ryan, because He was throwing me all the way off. So then we have Brett, who is 33. I don't know. I love red hair on anybody. I feel like when you have the confidence to rock red hair, you must have some sort of personality, because that is going to draw attention, especially how red and saturated her hair was. You already know when you meet somebody with red hair, their personality is probably out of this world, right? She says she's been single for 2 years, and it's because she prefers quality over quantity, something that Ryan could learn from, okay? But she said she had a good example in her parents. So her parents seem to have a good relationship. They were actually, they actually seem to really love each other and have a great friendship, and that's what she's looking for. And, she's looking for this romantic fairy tale type of thing. It's like, girl, I don't know if you're going to be getting there with Ryan. I'm low-key giving the experts a side eye with Ryan, because I'm just like, child. But the experts matched them up because they're both athletic, okay? He likes to ride bikes and she likes to work out. So I guess that makes them a good match. So next up, we're going to talk about Rachel and Jose. Rachel is 33. Rachel is going through a little bit of a transformation. She recently lost 30 pounds and she's been focusing on herself, be healthy and exercise. And I thought that was just she was doing this for herself. But it turns out she just ended a relationship 6 months ago, and they were living together during the pandemic. And I guess that caused strain on their relationship, and he ended up cheating. I'm just like, oh, so that's why you were focusing on you and working out and stuff. And I'm just like, 6 months ago seems fairly soon after a relationship, depending on how serious the relationship was. So I am looking at that as a red flag, you guys. I know 6 months is 6 months, but it's like, okay, did you wait 6 months after you broke up with him to sign up? Or is this just 6 months? Because I know it takes like a couple of months roughly to sign up, get chosen, and go through the process, right? So it just seems a little soon. It does. It seems very soon. And so I am going to put a red flag on that one. Especially since he cheated, so she might have trust issues as well. And her friend put it out there that she's a little too accommodating, and she tends to hold everything in and let things bottle up until she explodes. I can totally relate with that. I'm not judging her for it, because that can be me, you know what I'm saying? But at the same time, I'm just wondering, is she ready to get married? Just seems a little soon for what she's been through. But I could be wrong. Jose could be the one. Jose is 35. Okay, very accomplished. He has his bachelor's and master's. Okay, he works for NASA. He's paid off all his student loans. Okay, he's paid off his truck, and he's bought 2 homes. All right, so that man is a catch on paper. I ain't even gonna lie. I was like, oh, okay. And see, this is where I would like to know her occupation, because he was very clear that he doesn't want to pull the weight in a relationship financially. And so I wonder, what does she do for a living? I wonder how that will mesh with him, because he thinks very highly of himself. Okay, he's very picky and he's a perfectionist, and perfectionist people get on my last nerve when it comes to choosing a partner, because you yourself are not perfect, okay? Especially since you are a perfectionist, you definitely ain't perfect, okay? I know you be nitpicking everything, nagging people, getting on people's nerves. Oh no, that doesn't go there. Oh, you need to clean this up. Okay? You're not perfect, so you're definitely not going to find someone perfect. You don't even deserve someone perfect, because you're not perfect, right? Just because you look amazing on paper, that doesn't mean your personality matches it. Okay, you could be very aggravating. Jose said at the bachelor party that he wrote down 250 questions for their first conversation. Where they do that at? Where you even find the time to write down all? What? That kind of was creepy. I ain't gonna lie, y'all. That kind of scared me a little bit. Like, what are you talking? Why? Why did you do that? I ain't gonna lie. His personality type was grating on my nerves this entire episode. Anytime he was on screen, okay. He's very manicured though. I like the fact that he keeps his hair up and he looks very nice. He looks very presentable. It's his personality that. Oof. So next, let's get into Michaela and Zach, who, y'all, like, I have to say, before I even get into this, I don't know, I like both of them individually. Like, both of them, they both won me over this episode. I really like both of them individually, and I really hope that they like each other, because I feel like both of them have this very, like, sweet personality. She's a little bit more outgoing, he's a little bit more, you know, chill, but I feel like they could really bring out the best in one another. Anyway, I haven't even introduced them yet. Zach is 27. He's the youngest guy here, but he seems like he's ready for marriage. Like, he seems almost desperate to get married. He said he wanted to have been married at 25. So when he told his parents that he was getting married, they were like blown away. Like, his daddy was like, hold up now. He stressed them out. His daddy was stressed out. Like, what are you talking about? I mean, his mom even shed tears, and he shed tears when his mama shed tears. And that's kind of what drew me into him, and it endeared me to him, because, you know, usually when men like have a close connection with their mom, it could be a little shaky, because if he a mama's boy, that could be a little iffy, okay? But usually when men have a connection with their mom like that, they tend to be very empathetic to their woman. And so, I don't know, it was just like, I was kind of touched by that scene. I almost wanted to shed a tear, but she was just crying because she just, you know, she wants the best for her son. And, you know, any parent would be a little concerned about your child getting married to a stranger, because, I mean, look at last season. You could get a Chris, okay? You could get a Katie, you could get a Zach, you could get a Matt, okay? So I can totally understand. Totally. But they seem to still be supportive. He's very, like, I don't know, he seems very genuine. He seems very, he kind of reminded me of Miles in a way from that season with Woody and Amani and Karen and, you know, all of them. He gives me genuine in that same way. I will say a red flag is he's never been in love. And usually people who have never been in love that come on this show, they have a hard time opening up. He said in the past his expectations were too high. I just really hope that doesn't translate into how he receives Michaela. You know what I'm saying? I hope he's able to give his all to this experiment and not hold back. And yeah, I don't know, I just really like him, y'all. He just, I don't know, he wasn't putting on at all. Like he didn't have this macho bravado with the other men. Like, he didn't mind saying, look, I'm just might cry when I read my vows. And even when the other guys were like nagging him about that, he really, like, he didn't care. He stood his ground. That always stands out to me with a man. If he can be in a group full of men and hold his ground about, you know, owning his emotions, that's always like a good sign. So let's move on to Michaela. She is 30 years old and she's a realtor. Michaela is just like a light. When she comes on screen, it's like her personality just immediately shines through. She's very pretty. She has natural hair. She also has a very tumultuous past. Growing up, she was homeless at one point, and she also shared that she tragically lost her father to a drunk driving accident, and that was so sad to hear. And you could tell that she's still very, I mean, obviously, why would you not be? Like, she's still very affected by that to this day. And like, even when she was like dress shopping and trying on her dresses, she mentioned her father. She basically said she was looking for that protection that she used to receive from her father, like when she needed her oil changed, or, you know, something was going on with her car, something like that, she could always call on her father. So she's looking for someone like that, dependable, someone that can step up to the plate and be there for her when she needs it. Yeah, that's what she's looking for in a mate. And I feel like that could be Zach, y'all. I really do. I feel like Zach will step up and be there for her. Her friends did say she could be stubborn, so that could be, you know, that could come up at some point in this experiment. She could be stubborn to put herself out there. She doesn't seem like she has a problem with putting herself out there, though. When she met up with the other ladies and when they had their bachelorette party, like, she put it all out there. She didn't mind telling all her business and letting it all hang out, child. She was the life of the party, and she just didn't really hold back. So I don't see her like being any different in a relationship. She also said that she's never been in love. So at least both of them are on the same page with that. That could be for the best or it could be for the worst. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. But y'all, I really want them to work. I'm already invested, okay? And they haven't even met each other. Child, let's move on to Mirla and Gil. I'm going to say immediately for this couple, a red flag when one of the experts said they balance out each other. Watch out for buzzwords like that, okay? Because that means that they matched up two people that are maybe complete opposites, okay? At least one person said they didn't want what the other person got, okay? And we'll get to that when we get to Mirla, all right? Because he seemed like the complete opposite of what she wants. He's Colombian, Afro-Latino, okay? So he's nice looking, muscular build. He is a firefighter, and he said his job can be very demanding, and that can be like a stressor when it comes to relationships. So, child, with Mirla, child, we'll see. He's also someone who lost his father tragically to a home invasion when he was only 14. You know, I really felt for him. He said that caused him to have trust issues. I mean, how could it not? Like, somebody came up in your house and like took your daddy out. Like, I can't even imagine. When he revealed to his friends that he was going to be married at first sight, they were completely skeptical of him doing this show because he's attractive. And y'all, I low-key felt the same way. I was like, this man is a little bit too fine, okay? Why is he want to come on the show? Like, I'm not saying that people come on this show are not attractive, but you know, when men look like him, they can pretty much get anybody. I don't know. I'm not saying that should necessarily be a red flag, but even your friend said it. I was already thinking it, but your friend said it. And I was like, And he was doing the most this whole episode, if you ask me. That might just be his personality, but I got my good eye on Gil. That's all I'm gonna say. And y'all, side note, with both of them, I was kind of really shocked both of them had black friends. That's not right, because Gil is black. Like, he, you know, of course he would have black friends, but I don't know why I thought Gil would have just mostly white friends. I thought he was more like leaning towards Orion from last season, but maybe not. Maybe I could be wrong. You know what I'm saying? But Mirla, it definitely shocked me when Mirla, all of her friends are black. So I'm just wondering, like, not that it matters, but I was just wondering what her race was. I don't know. Maybe y'all could tell me. Mirla called herself bougie. Okay. So she's very high maintenance. She likes her Botox. She likes to go shopping, okay? And she is not trying to change any of that. So Gil better be down with not changing her lifestyle. She very much reminded me of Olivia from this, who was married to Brett that season. If he is one that wants to budget, that's one more reason why the expert should not have matched them, okay? She says she grew up poor, and that's why she likes to enjoy the finer things in life, because she couldn't have it back then, so she works hard so she can have it now. And I don't blame her. Look, if that's the way you want to live, I don't see anything wrong with it. You working hard for your money. I don't see anything wrong with enjoying it. So when she was speaking with her friends about the type of man that she wanted, it seemed very superficial. She was saying she wanted someone tall, dark, and handsome and bearded. And at one point she said no bald head. And I'm like, okay, y'all got the tall, dark, and handsome, right? But she also said she wanted a beard and bald headed, and y'all didn't give her now one of that. And y'all shouldn't choose people that are harping on looks. Y'all haven't learned that when people harp on looks, it makes a difference in how they treat their partner. Y'all ain't learned that yet. And she seems like she's a stickler for what she likes. Hopefully she will overlook that, because he is tall, dark, and handsome. So yes, experts, I'm looking at you with this opposites attract situation, okay? I feel like it's been proven time and again in this experiment that doesn't work. I mean, always taking liberties and giving people the benefit of the doubt. Why? I see so many red flags with this couple. I can't even get too excited about them. So now let's move on to Bao and Johnny. Johnny is 35, and I like Johnny so much. Can I just say that? I like him so much. He passes the vibe check, like the kids say. He got a little sauce on him. A little bit. I like it. I like it. I like it. He seems very fun and outgoing, but even though he has that fun, outgoing personality, he is also very picky, and he has a very OCD way of living. Okay, his house got to be spotless and perfect, so you know that could be a little bit of a red flag. But the only reason why it's not a red flag is because the person they matched him up with is very similar, so that's why I'm not gonna give that a red flag. He's been single for 7 years. And now a red flag is, he said he always likes to be in control, and he always likes for the woman to make the first move because he's scared of getting hurt. And he also said later on that he likes stage 5 clingers. Shout out to Polly D. So all of that was a red flag. So he seems to be very insecure then. Like, he likes for the woman to like him more than he likes her. And I'm thinking it's because when he falls for someone, he falls hard. So he's been hurt in the past, that he just wants to make sure someone is, you know, completely invested. But for you to say you want somebody clingy and somebody like you first, and you like when women approach you first, I don't know, that's a little bit red flaggish for me. Also, another main reason why he feels so insecure in relationships is because his mother never said I love you. So, you know, it sounded like you got a little bit of mommy issues there. I hope that's not gonna really, I don't know, it just seems like that's gonna come up in their relationship at some point, because Bao seems like she's a little bit, she could be a little bit cold herself. So I don't know. We'll get into their first impressions later. He definitely has a strained relationship with his father. His father is very traditional, very strict, and he does not agree with this experiment whatsoever. Like, when he told his dad even declined to even have his voice featured on this show. Okay, that when I saw the words come up saying what happened, I was like, oh, his dad don't want nothing to do with this whatsoever. Like, when it comes to this process, I don't agree with parents not coming to the wedding or not supporting in any way, because, like, say something happens, your child is not going to want to come to you. They're not going to reach out to you for like help because you're not supportive. Like, he might need some fatherly advice, and he ain't gonna want to talk to you because you don't even want to meet his wife. You know what I'm saying? That's gonna cause an even bigger rift between him and his father. You know what I'm saying? Like, that really broke him down. Like, he was sitting there crying, and I love that he was able to you know, show his emotions and be vulnerable. So hopefully, you know, he keeps that going in his relationship. Hopefully Bao receives it in the correct way. She handles his feelings well. Now let's get into Bao. She's 35. Bao is very analytical. She said in relationships, she's always thinking that there may be someone better out there for her. And so that's kind of what's held her back in relationships. So that's kind of a red flag. She has like this grass is greener mentality. Bao grew up poor, and I believe she said she and her family were refugees. So they grew up with absolutely nothing. They lived in a 50-year-old trailer, and she said, you know, she just had a really hard time, you know, growing up. Her family members say she's hot-headed and stubborn, yet smart and reasonable. She cracked me up, like, when she was looking for a wedding dress, and she ended up picking a really pretty one. She said she would be fine walking down the aisle in a white power suit, and I was just like, I feel like that says a lot about Bao. Like, I don't know, Bao look like she gonna be wanting to wear the pants in their relationship, y'all. I don't know. I feel like that was very indicative of her personality. She made it seem like she holds back a lot. She's very like demure, and you know, she doesn't want a silly, obnoxious man. But when they got to the bachelorette party, she was turning up. Okay, she was turning up. I don't know if it's because she had got drunk, she was with her friend, I don't know, but she was all the way turned up. And I'm just like, girl, you're not acting nothing like how, like, Mirla is acting like what she said she was. Okay, what you said you was you know, you wanted you a nerd, you didn't want somebody that was silly, but you was sure acting up. You know what I'm saying? I don't know, Bao. I think you might think you are one way, but I think when she sees herself on this show, she might see that, girl, you don't even live up to these standards that you put yourself and other people to. So now let's move on to the Johnny and Bao wedding. So he was looking so fresh and so clean in that red velvet jacket, y'all. I was like, You better show out. I love that little, what was that shawl? It was like sparkly, sequency, and it was just, oh my goodness, she looked so beautiful. They both gifted each other something on the wedding day. She gifted him a silly card. That the thing is, Bao, you sat up here and said you don't want a silly man. You don't want a man that is goofy and, you know, you want a nerdy man. But you sent him this silly card. You basically sent him a gag gift. Like, what? Like, she was so contradictory. Like, you sent him a gag gift. It was supposed to be funny, and it was supposed to be a joke, and he took it as that. And, you know, he loved it. And it was like, he gave her, and she also gave him like a groom survival kit with like a bunch of cute, fun stuff. Like, girl, you are silly. What? Why would you want a man? Like, why would you not want a man that was on your same level when it came to that? Okay, anyway. I couldn't believe her. And he gave her a jersey and this picture frame, basically, that said we met as strangers. And I guess they're gonna like fill up all the picture frames around that with pictures of them when they get together. I thought it was so cute, y'all. The picture frame itself might not have been like the cutest thing, but the idea was. And you know, I forgot what the jersey was about. That I don't think they held it up to really show what it said, but I don't know. I felt like he was, you know, he tried. Maybe he's just not a good gift giver. Like, she really was like almost whining, like almost like a baby. Like, I said I wanted a nurse. I don't want a bro. I don't like sports. That's never worked in the past. And I'm just sitting up here like, y'all. And I'm speaking as someone who is not interested in sports whatsoever. But it would not completely turn me off to get that gift, you know? I was just thinking, oh, this is a man. Like, yeah, he just don't know how to give gifts, right? Like, you don't know my personality. Some women are sports people, you know what I'm saying? So maybe that would have worked for somebody else. Maybe she was in her feelings because of nerves. But it's kind of like she was letting this cloud her first impression of him. And I didn't like that. Like, she completely jumped out the window with her response to me. Like, can a person not be intelligent and also like sports? So when they first walked down the aisle, they both lit up because they met each other before. And at first I was like, is this a bad thing? Because she kind of looked a little like, but I think it was just nerves, honestly, because eventually the more they stood up, the more they were like, you know, looking in each other's eyes, saying vows. She seemed to loosen up a little bit more. He was like completely into it. Like, he was like grinning from ear to ear. Like, I feel like he like made her comfortable with his vows. He kind of tailored it to her. And she said a poem, which I thought was different but beautiful. Like, I like the fact that she said a poem. And at the end, they gave each other a nice little smooch, honey. I was like, I see the chemistry. He said he thinks she's hot, beautiful, and gorgeous. And she said he's handsome, suave, and he has a way with words. I'm like, okay. She was so smiling, skinning, and grinning. She forgot all about that Jersey child. They knew each other because they were both presidents of the same organization at different schools, I believe. When they sat down and talked with each other, he said it's a little awkward because they know each other, but it's also like they kind of are at ease because, you know, I think they didn't say this out of their mouth, but I think it's because, like, I know he ain't crazy. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know his friends. I know, you know, okay, I know of you. I knew of you already. They have a leg up because they know they have a little bit more in common already without even having to say anything. And she also said she realized why they are matched. So that's good. That's good. Like, I'm so glad that they are meshing like this already. And so I'm just like, yes. This is the reason why we watch this show. This is what we want to see, Married at First Sight. We want to see good matches, okay? Now, they may not even stay together. But I just like the fact that they were like matched to the point where they can even see it, right? And because they knew each other before this. So y'all, we're gonna end on a good note because I complained enough. We're gonna end on a good note. As for the rest of the couples, we'll discuss them on the weeks to come. Y'all let me know how y'all feel down below. Do you agree with me? Do you not agree with me? Let me know if you will be watching this season, or will you just be watching my reviews also? Because I appreciate everyone that comes in here and watches my reviews, even though they don't watch the show. Shout out to y'all. I appreciate everybody that supports me though so much. And I hope you enjoyed this video, and we will see you in the next one. Peace.